Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to Doctor and fellow audience. I am Iskandar Zulkarnain bin Muhammad Jofri, and I am from Group 4. Today, we Group 4 would like to present about a processor which is Intel Core i7-11 Gen. Intel Core i7-11 Gen was introduced in 2020. It is featuring Intel Iris Xe graphics. It's also used Tiger Lake microarchitecture. 11 Gen Intel Core CPUs support faster memory with real-time overclocking option for experts. It also augment your CPU's ability to work with your graphic card with resizable bar. It also has hardware support for the AV1 codec, prepares your system for the future of game streaming. In today's presentation, the component that we will discuss in this presentation is CPU core, socket type, and L1, L2, L3 cache. I would like to pass to Firdaus to continue our presentation today.
Thank you, Iskandar, and hi, I'm Firdaus Zamzuri. I'll explain about the CPU. Intel i7-11 generation used the octa-core microprocessor which arranged in two sets of 4 cores each. Core is a physical hardware component that enable completion of more work at a time. So, with such big core number that Intel i7-11 generation offer, it can give out a powerful performance and can be used in gaming or designing apps such as AutoCAD. For the specification, Intel i7-11 generation have a huge total of 8 core and 16 threads. The higher the number of core and threads are, the faster the processing capability of a CPU. It uses the LGA 1200 socket type, and this socket type is still reliable and many motherboards in the market still use this type of socket. Intel i7-11 generation manufactured using Intel 3rd generation 10nm process node known as 10SF, the super thin. It's better compared to the previous 14nm as it offers better switching speed and lower leakage. The base clocking speed for the CPU is 2.3 GHz, while the boosted speed can get as high as 4.6 GHz, massively. And for the thermal design power, it offers 35 to 45 watt. I will explain about hyper-threading technology that exists in Intel i7-11 generation. It was introduced on Xeon server back in 2002. It is a form of simultaneous multi-threading technology introduced by Intel. As we all know, multi-threading is the ability of a CPU to provide multiple threads of execution concurrently supported by the OS. Hyper-threading is a process which a CPU divides its physical core into virtual core that are treated as if it's an actual physical core by the OS. So, how does it work? It works by enabling the core to execute two threads at the same time, making it seem like there's two different cores working. The point of hyper-threading is that many times when you're executing code in the processor, that are part of the processor that is idle. By including an extra set of CPU register, the processor can act like it has two cores, thus use all part of the processor in parallel. The faster your CPU can process instruction, the faster your computer can complete tasks. It's worth nothing if your CPU isn't very high powered like the Intel i7-11 generation that have an octa-core. So, the benefit of this technology is that the user can get better performance, thus they can run high performance demanding applications or games. This feature also can help the CPU work through tasks more efficient than a traditional single-threaded core. Hyper-threading improves CPU throughput by up to 30% in server application. Okay, that's all for me. Back to you, Iskandar.
Thank you, Firdaus. We will continue with Intel Turbo Boost technology. Intel Turbo Boost technology is a microprocessor developed by Intel. It was introduced as a new feature incorporated into Nehalem-based processors. Intel Core i7-11 Gen support Turbo Boost technology that maximize it into 4.6 GHz frequency. How Intel Turbo Boost technology works. The CPU operates at the base frequency specified in its specification when handling light workloads or lower when CPU speeds are scaled by the energy-saving Intel Speed Steps technology. Intel Turbo Boost technology speeds up the clock speed all the way up to the max turbo frequency when handling hardware threads that have been designed for high performance. Basically, Intel Turbo Boost technology enables the processor core of a computer to run faster than the Mach frequency. Although the boost enables the core to run faster, the processor should work in the power, temperature, and specification limits of the thermal design power. I would like to pass to Shazwan Azam to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Iskandar. My name is Shazwan, and I will talk about Intel Smart Sound Technology. Intel Smart Sound Technology is one of the features of Intel i7 11th Gen. It is an integrated audio-digital signal processor designed for audio, voice, and voice interaction. Intel Core i7 enable your PCs to respond quickly to command and deliver high-fidelity audio without sacrificing system performance and battery life. So, what it can do? Firstly, awaken your PC on command. Activate your PC using only your voice, freeing up your hands and eyes for other tasks. Intel Wake On Voice allow your device to wait and listen for your command while consuming minimal power and battery life. Secondly, you also can make your voice recognition clear and vibrant. Recording to achieve the best result in voice communication and speech recognition. Today's PCs require improved microphone configuration and enhanced microphone processing. For multi-mic beamforming, acoustic echo cancellation, and background noise reduction, many devices now use advanced pre-processing technology on microphone. Lastly, it also can enhance audio playback using advanced audio post-processing technology and algorithm. Many devices improve the sound for speaker and headphone by adjusting loudness of visual surround sound, dialogue enhancement, and more. For the next topic, I will talk about Tiger Lake microarchitecture. Intel processor core that based on Tiger Lake are Intel Celeron, Intel Pentium Gold, Intel Core i3, i5, and i7. Core architecture of Tiger Lake, Willow Cove core architecture was used to increase performance and power efficiency of the processor. Tiger Lake also increases level of caches. For example, L2 and L3 cache size have increases from previous generation of microarchitecture. Other than that, Tiger Lake has high bandwidth and high speed of I/O for expansion and peripheral. It was used to extend storage, accelerators, discrete graphics, and Ethernet controllers. So about history of Tiger Lake microarchitecture. Intel Tiger Lake is a 11th Gen Intel Core mobile processor based on evolved version of 10 nanometer processor not found in the previous generation Intel Ice Lake. Willow Cove core was used to replace the previous Sunny Cove core. It almost identical to the previous architecture, but introduced new security features, a redesigned cache subsystem, and higher clock speed. Tiger Lake processor launched Tiger Lake U family that include dual and quad core on 2 September 2020. Intel Core Tiger Lake Refresh series with Otaku was later introduced in 13 May 2021. That's all for me. I will pass the presentation to Adli.
Now let's take a look at system cache of Intel i7 11th Gen. We all know that RAM stores a lot of data, but it takes a long time to access it. So, the 11th Gen of Intel i7 also uses a cache memory that can be accessed faster, hence speeding the performance. It uses the Intel Smart Cache technology. On this technology, each core have two private cache named L1 and L2 cache, and all core shares the same L3 cache or less level cache LLC. For example, let's take a look at Intel Core i7 11700K. And the L1 cache has storage of 80 kilobytes per core, and L2 cache has a storage of 512 kilobytes per core. On L3 cache, it has a whopping storage of 16 megabytes that is shared on all cores. The diagram in the middle shows an example of Intel Smart Cache. On this diagram, Core 1 and Core 4 uses 10% of L3 cache, and Core 2 and Core 3 uses 40% of L3 cache. For the memory architecture, it has the max memory size of 128GB that supports DDR4 3200 MHz dual channel with the max memory bandwidth of 50GB per second. The peripheral component interconnect express uses Gen 4 with max number of 20 lanes. An example of chipsets are H510, B560, Z590, Q470, H470, W480, and Z490. The diagram on the right shows the Intel chipset Z490, which is the chipset of Intel iCore 11700K. And the diagram on the left shows the processor of Intel Core i7-11665G7.
Thank you, Mama Adeli. So I'm Daniel, going to continue our presentation. The comparison of three processors, which are Intel i3, Intel i5, and Intel i7 of 11 generations. So let's start with the first specification, which is cores and threads. So first of all, what is cores and threads? Cores and threads is one of a part in the central processing unit or CPU that perform computing functions with help of other components in the motherboard. So in the Intel i3, it has 2 cores and 4 threads, while for the Intel i5 have 4 cores and 8 threads, and the last one is Intel i7. It has 8 cores and 16 threads. Okay, let's move to the next specification. Is cache. What is cache? Cache is the temporary memory, officially termed as CPU cache memory. Cache is also used to refer to any temporary collection of data, either in hardware or software. So in the Intel i3, they can accept 6 megabytes, while for the Intel i5, it can accept 8 megabytes, and for the Intel i7, it can accept 16 megabytes, which can perform many tasks in one single time. As a conclusion, I would like to say that Intel i7 11th generation have many advantages and features that can help user to do many things that the other processor cannot do. So first, it provides a large cache capacity of roughly 8 megabytes and 16 megabytes. This speeds up the execution of instructions. Number 2, the combinations of turbo boost and hyper-threading technologies has greatly increased processor speed. Number 3, it has a 4-pin connector to regulate the fan's speed. It offers quieter and cooler running technologies to produce less heat and noise. For the last one is, it is possible to run it at a faster speed. It is a method for the running computers at a faster rate than they were intended to. Thank you.